All right, you guys. So this is what we're going to be doing this week. We're going to be adding on the dimensions, and we're going to be adding some hidden lines and some center lines. So this is the assignment you did last week. We'll call this assignment this week 7B. So last week was 7A. This is 7B. So we're sticking with the same thing, just adding dimensions, center lines, and hidden lines. So we're going to use layers for some of that as well. All right. So hopefully you guys had the top view drawn. I noticed that some of you had it done incorrectly, or it wasn't lined up properly, or it was oriented wrong, so you lost points on that. Remember to look back at the notes for the proper orientation. Now, let's start off by doing dimensions, but what I want to do first is to show you how to add a layer so that we can do the dimensions in it. So we'll go to Layer Properties. So if you hover over top of these, it'll tell you what it is. So we're going to create a new layer, and we'll just call it dim for dimensions. You can give it a different color if you click here. All right, now wherever the green check is, that's what you're going to be drawing in. Now, if something shows up that's called depth points, don't ever draw on that. I mean, it won't show up. Just don't draw on it. Oh, it didn't change color. All right, so you can also change the layer by clicking here, and you can double click on whatever layer you want to draw on. All your layers will show up right here. So we want to make sure that we're in the dimension layer. Now I want you to go down to the bottom. Here, type in dim style, D-I-M-S-T-Y-L-E. And you should be able to go to modify. And text, let's change it to like, I don't know, 3. That's the text height. That's what you wanted to change. So for adding the dimensions, we can simply click on whatever it is we want to dimension. If we want the diameter, click on it and go out. Okay, you can enter to get back into the previous command. You click on it and go out. Okay. So we want to add all of the dimensions that we actually have in the drawing. You may want to add them in different views. So the front view, you could add the width of the gusset, the diameters of the inner circle and outer circle. In the right side view, we might want to add the depth here, here, and here. And we can just go ahead and add them to the appropriate view. Okay. So normally you like to keep the dimensions between the views. So try the best you can to keep them between the views, not on the outside of the drawing. And remember when you're doing this third view, or this top view right here, that it's directly straight up. Okay. Don't have it misaligned. It has to be straight up from this one. Now, one of the major benefits of using layers is that we can change the layer independently of another layer. By that, I mean we can go in here and I'll see depth points there. So we can go in and we can change layers. And if we wanted to lock the dimension layer, okay, you notice it changed color slightly. But now we can go in here and we could try to delete everything, and it's locked, so it won't affect that layer at all. Okay. If we want to unlock it, if you wanted to freeze it, okay, you won't see it. So you could lock it and freeze it if you wanted to. This is beneficial, especially on larger drawings where you just want to shut off something and look at the drawing itself. If you were doing a floor plan for something, you may want to shut off the dimensions. You may want to shut off the electrical layer. You may want to shut off plumbing or HVAC. So you can actually just look at the drawing and work on the drawing. Okay, but we want all of them here. So we're going to add a couple more layers. And we will call this center line. And a center line is a long dash, a little dash, and a long dash. And under the notes area, I will have a line type graph up, so you'll be able to go through there and look at the different line types. Now, a center line indicates the exact center of something. So like the center of the hole, I'd have one going horizontally and one going vertically right here. It might be a line of symmetry. So on line type right here, under center line, we're going to go to load. Now there's ISO centers. I'm not too worried about that. Just go till you find center. So there's regular center times 0.5 is half size, times 2 is twice the size. So for right now, just click on regular. And you may not be able to see it unless you zoom in or zoom out. But for right now, we're just going to use a regular center line. Load it. We're going to click on center line and hit OK. And you might want to go ahead and we will change this to just a different color that we can see. Okay. And then, yep, we're drawing in that layer now. You should be able to see this. We might want to use the times 2 because that's pretty small. And you notice everything that we load up is going to stay here. Okay. So this for now, the center lines. They go just outside of the objects, normally a 1/4 of an inch outside. This center line is going to go all the way up because it's symmetric left to right. All right. So there we go. Now, you're also going to need one here. And we can there, because there is a hole that goes through there. That's going to be a center line. And you're also going to want one here because there's a hole that goes there. So, other things we're going to need are hidden lines. A hidden line is something that's there, but you can't really see. So, just as we discussed on Friday when we met, this is a hole that goes all the way through, and this is a hole that goes all the way through. If you were to look through the side of the part, you could see the edge of the hole here and the edge of the hole here. So we're going to create another layer, and we're going to call that hidden. And we are going to load another layer. And give it a different color. Straight across. Now for this, we'll want to trim it flush with the object. Okay. So we have the hidden lines. We have our center lines. And don't forget, on this top view, you need to incorporate all the hidden lines and center lines. As if you're looking straight down, the top view is going to be kind of difficult. So do the best you can because you're going to have the hidden lines for the outside of this circle, that hole, the outside of this hole. You also have hidden lines for the outsides of this gusset, and you'll have a hidden line for the face of this back plate. Okay, it'll go across the back. So do the best you can. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you and try to solve those questions for you. Good luck.